enough national support in the states for the states to send them men. They are actually in the middle of their, I think they're in their the Conscription Act 2 policy. They've done a draft twice now. The morale of their armies as a result, though, this is the big number right here. This is the one that functionally, this is what makes me believe functionally we've got a good chance at scoring a victory, maybe sooner rather than later. Yes, it is. Thank you, Road Dog. I've missed you in the chat a few times here, man. Feel free to liven it up. Liven it up as you see fit. I hope all's well in the Windy City tonight. I don't know if it's still cold and wintry up there, but we down here where I am, further south in the Midwest, dealt with, and I'm not even kidding, we had snow yesterday morning and through most of the day. Today, sunshine, 75 degrees, 73 degrees, and absolutely gorgeous. Dog, of course, got taken on about a 1-hour walk today around the neighborhood as a result. At all rates, again, I do hope that things are beautiful where you are tonight. And that goes for all you gentlemen watching. Here, we've got about a half dozen on the stream tonight. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I got the cup of Joe in hand. As you can tell, we're pretty good and caffeinated here. Now, one thing it's worth mentioning, too, in the east, in terms of observation, we have driven most of the Rebs to refuge here in the extreme southern Shenandoah Valley and stand poised now to challenge, really any merging of whatever they have over here with what they have here. We're imposed between them now, strategically. Here is our major weak point, right here, with the Army of the Potomac in Harper's Ferry. Okay, they could still, now it is July 1863 and the specter of history hanging overhead. Who knows what happens? Perhaps a repeat of a Gettysburg campaign. I don't know. I am a little bit torn as to how I want to address the situation. I have a nice-sized army down here of about 50,000 or so men recovering from a major battle that we just won. I was thinking that it might be prudent to detach one corps to help guard Harper's Ferry. However, another idea would be to set about building a fort right here. Rather, here, if I can, which I don't think I can. Is that because front lines? Let's go over here. Now, no, we got solid control there. I'm not entirely sure what that's about. Let's see. Right along here. We cannot. Oh, there we go. Bingo, right there. 13 mil. Okay, that's going to impact our credit rating again. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to push play. Here is where I wanted to go very first, though. This is a little bit of fun as we move forward in the campaign, I believe, and could be a key for us. But I want to cross using C movement and a forced march X. I kind of did a mess up on the click there. Double time. C movement. Yes, go. Okay, they'll get that order in an hour or so. So we've got a Major General Graham Finch over here with the Department of the Tidewater is doing pretty well with 7,000 troops. I misjudged that number of troops. I really want them. They're going to go in a night march, an early morning march. Yeah, right. You got that right, Road Dog. 40s there in Chi-Town. Fantastic. Oh, hey, looky there. Get out of here. Thank you, Road Dog. Thank you, man. Another one of my esteemed members here helping out with some gifted membies, bro. That's 5 of them. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. Those guys are all going to get their names put in the video coming up if they're veteran level memberships, by the way. So, oh no, we've got 3.6 days to get over the channel. Okay. Well, let's hope that they don't. Let's hope they don't catch wind of what we're doing up here. We are in 0% supply territory. All right. Our forage, 52%. Meaning worse mobility of fresh horses cannot be acquired. Provisions, 8% amount of food the men are carrying, and in the trains, if provisions are unloaded, rations are regulated, condition of men will falter, increasing attrition. Then we'll start foraging, reducing readiness and speed during marches. So we need to make this landing. We need to get down the peninsula. We need to hit the fort. We need to take it. And we need to do it all quick within the next probably week right there. Okay, meanwhile, we're just kind of standing guard over Nashville across the river at this fort. And I think that would be a really interesting situation for real in history, would be the idea that the power base is across the river, but we're able to project enough power into town to hold it. I kind of like that idea. It's a little safer for the troops. We can use our river patrol here to help. So that's all to the good. Had a rebel corps come down around and retreat. The Army of West Tennessee, which I think has reconstituted itself, appears to be at very strong strength there. Outnumbers me, has more guns than me according to my intel. What do I have here? Engineers, mechanics, expert scouts, and bushwhackers. So what does that give? Expert scouts 3. Iron scouts would put it. Intelligence gathering doubled. This unit has elite cavalry scouts. So I can't change their stance, unfortunately, out here, but well. Got to keep an eye on whatever the southern armies are doing out here or up in here. We've got a naval flotilla for that that's going to continue patrolling up and down. We're going to go ahead. We're going to go offensive and patrol right here. So we'll have the Tennessee River under our control really entirely. We'll have Memphis. That's good. Strategically, that all looks pretty good over there. Now, the next thing was, in terms of the macro, we have got, I think, before we even think about taking Richmond for real, I think we have to try and take Norfolk back, or at least Fortress Monroe, but ideally both. And what I was considering was this would be some relief since, by the way, we look back at this. You see the naval tonnage here and how much more they have than me right now. I'm rather mystified by that, but it sounds to me like in each one of the Confederate ports, they have built up a considerable naval force to contend with my own. You see the Pensacola Squadron here with 12 ships and 93 guns. I don't see any others. Oh, here we go. Here's one coming. Right here. So let's go Gulf Blockade Squadron. We're going to pull out for now. Double time and go. Oh, here we go. A little bit of world news while we get through the gameplay right here. Same as usual from the Grand Tactician crew. The Grand Herald reports by telegraph invasion of the Waikato. British on the move in New Zealand. Maori tribes under attack. Kingite warriors launching raids. Maoris required to take an oath. In Auckland, New Zealand, this date, July 13th, 1863. Our correspondents in England are reporting further fighting having erupted between the British and the Maori in New Zealand since the Taranaki War of 1860 to 1861. The British have been planning for a renewed offensive, which was canceled in December 1861. Now, in the Waikato territorial region in the North Island of New Zealand, the British are again engaging the Federation of Maori tribes known as the Kingitanga movement, seen as a threat to British authority. During early 1863, tensions had increased with Kingites raiding colonial property. In April, the British retaliated, which was seen as an act of war by the Maori. On July 9th, the governor of New Zealand, George Grey, issued an ultimatum requiring the Maori to take an oath of allegiance. Though within a day before the proclamation had even reached the Waikato, Grey ordered a preemptive invasion to thwart a plot to attack Auckland. In command of the 4,000 British troops is Lieutenant General Duncan Cameron, a veteran of the Crimean War. Further colonial reinforcements are already on the way, and the Brits are doing Brit things out in the Pacific. Who y'all think we learned it from, huh? Who y'all think we learned it from, huh? Let's see here. Back to it. Really eager to get this going. And so we're going to pull out of the Gulf. The other idea was to pull everybody else back too. And bring the line, the naval line, kind of back to the home front a little bit here. And because I don't think, have the power to sustain this blockade any longer. And now we've got to focus on inter branch operations, coastal operations. We will abandon the blockade in this late stage. We'll give the Confederates just a little bit of economic relief, which won't be great. But I think that they've been beaten down so much by battles in the fronts to the north that we may not need the blockade so badly here in this late stage. We'll see if this ends up being a mistake. You know, we may be kind of giving them something here, a little opening to try and turn the tide. But the South has been devastated by the war thus far, just about 3 years in to actual hostilities. And that blockade has been in place just about ever since it started. So, yeah, you can see here, they're going to be down here, I think, recovering for the most part. And they're going to, I guarantee they're going to push this way. And we'll have the Steel Corps holding fast in Harper's Ferry, hoping to build this fort in time. I'm tempted to take 5th Corps under Hancock, 14,000 troops. And by tempted, I mean I think I'm convinced to send him on. Let's send him on a raid. Let's just kind of get the Rebs used to having to deal with us doing a thing like this. And we'll just send him south toward Richmond right here. All right. It is July after all. And we're going to put pressure on them before they put pressure on us. The standoff continues up here as the Army of North Virginia has kind of reconstituted itself. It's got a whole bunch more artillery now with 27,000 men against Pillow's Corps that I'm sure is inflated to 16,000 zero guns. We probably could get on the attack up there, as a matter of fact. I'm starting to think old McClellan should get his boys on the move forward. We've recovered quite a bit. We're in the green with both the left and right wing. The center wing is in the yellow now. I think we plan in advance. I think we wait on the weather. And I think we plan in advance with McClellan. Hey, we got the victory we wanted over in Arkansas. Battle of Fort Smith has ended with the Confederate units retreating in panic. My command has earned us a remarkable strategic victory. Let's get over to Arkansas. Got 422 casualties. Morale confident. Supply situation still outstanding for Hooker's army. Fantastic. Mr. Hooker. Excellent. Now, at this stage, I think it would be important for Hooker to take a part of his force. Let's say we detach a couple of strong brigades with basic weapons. Here we go. Chapman Taylor. Good. And let's transfer them into Fort Smith. All right, Fort Smith. So we're going to transfer to if there's a faster way to do this, by the way, feel free to mention that in the chat. Yeah, here we go. Fort Smith. Fantastic. So we're going to take Bayard and Taylor, both in inexperienced brigades from Hooker's army, and we're going to plop them in here. We're going to take the 12-pounder Napoleons from Cook's division, or I don't love it. I think we take the 9 3-inch ordnance rifles from Farnsworth's battery and we put them in there too. We'll have a nice garrison there. Do it. Okay, and that's what the Army will be left with. About 23,000 men and 4950 guns. The Army of the West. Now, the other thing was, who did we give? We still have not taken care of this, did we? Oh, we did. Major General Lew Wallace is now in command of the Army of the Cumberland. I was going to move Hooker east to these armies here, possibly. The Army of the Mississippi. Mansfield is old. Mansfield is old, and after the last battle here, his corps was wrecked. And I think he would like to receive a new assignment. Who will we promote to replace him at Corps Command? Morgan? Nagel? Sanford? How about Lyon? How about we do this? How about Lyon gets promoted? Okay. He'll get replaced by Kearney, who will get his Brigadier General star. All right. So Kearney will get replaced by an infantry officer ready for duty. Suitable rank. How do I not have more Brigadier Generals available? That seems strange. So let's look at the stats here. We want a guy that's going to be decent. Looks like they're all pretty average. Yeah, right. It's Mansfield has been at it all war long, and he has had enough. Here we go. Let's do Lieutenant Manning Force. Are you kidding me? Let's assign him Forces Brigade. The Force Brigade. Here we go. Lyon then gets replaced by Kearney. Mansfield gets replaced by Lyon. Boom. And Lyon's got a Corps Command now. Mansfield retires. Fantastic. I'm glad that we did that. Lyon now Corps Commander. He saw his initiative kind of go down in his cunning, I think. But his fame is massive. Oh, no. That was Nagel. Okay, Lyon. Wow, he is really good. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, here we go. Okay, the supply situation over here. How are we looking? Yeah, we're about to move to July 14th. This is it. Now they're offering bounties. How can they afford this? High desertion among bounty men. Morale of armies deteriorating. Bounty jumping widely reported. $600 per recruit. On July the 14th, to increase the number of men voluntarily offering their services, new recruits, so they're doing a draft. They have been. And now in order to fill the roles, they're going to offer bounties. The payment is hoped to be a strong incentive to make military service a more attractive option. So, I think that what that would tell you, really, is that any and all of the volunteers who came in for regular pay and not bounties, there ain't many of them left. All right. So we're back to here, planning for an offensive against Pillow and just push him out. Strongest is probably center wing under Buchanan. He's in the yellow. We could wait. We could lead with him. Go ahead. Let's set these guys into their offensive posture for starters. All right. Now, let's have a pause overnight. Let's go here on the 15th, 16th. Okay. We'll go here. Also on the 16th. And Williams will advance to here. Also on the 16th. Bingo. And then the headquarters will advance to here. Same. And we'll get our offensive in West Virginia back underway to try to put pressure on them from this direction here so that maybe it's a little less attractive to come rifling up the pike, up the valley there. As we continue to put pressure on this way, we'll be on the attack. We'll go raid. We're raiding this hospital here, which is now not going to be open for business, I don't think. See, down to a B credit rating here too because we built this fort and because we're doing so many other things. All right, here we go. Okay, we made it. Attack. Let's go. No sea movement, no nothing. Just go there. Will they go? That is the question. You're going to have a hard time finding munitions. Oh, I see. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay, good. Whew. Okay, we gotten into a fight with the fort. It says, though, that we're likely to lose. How do we auto-resolve an assault? I think this will change. I think that this will change. They only have 4 men. The fort is at like 9%. We're going to let this one go. Okay, as we get our navies moving back toward home like we planned on doing. Yeah, right. That's a good question. What's it really worth? Road Dog's got your answer there too, man. Because, you know, at this point, like here, we could even take a look at this. So inflation, interest, economy. I don't think we could show it. The national debt and the interest rate are the two things I feel like that would show it. But no. We are making a lot more in tariffs now. Fantastic. Yeah, but you don't get a measure here for inflation, really. I mean, I think you could... Okay, with interest rates at 5.32%, inflation would be rising, you know, pretty high, I think. But it's tough to get a gauge on that. A lot of campaign gameplay tonight. I feel like maybe it'll be a limited battle gameplay night. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to rest and recover with Hooker just a bit longer. And then we'll cross and take this depot while their army of West Tennessee slinks on south toward Little Rock. Let's send the Missouri Cav back forward. They've been out here just causing trouble around northeast Arkansas. Got this fort built now. Fantastic. So let's take the Army of the Cumberland. Let's kind of pull back in within the kind of the confines. Let's take the railroad. That's fine. Hop on the train, boys. Tell you what, might be worth it. Take both of these forces here, offensive and raid, and just bring them over. Right here. Just go ahead, bring them over, and then we'll just see if we can help. See, it still looks like somehow the enemy with 4 troops and a firepower of 2 is going to somehow win. All right, here we go, fellas. Oh, wow, it looks like Pillow is not going to fall back. I tell you what, he's not going to fall back because we're only hitting him with part of our army. However, he doesn't have any guns. And we have 97 of them. Yes. Yes, yes. Do hit that thumbs up for me. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Pillow's Corps from the Army of the South is in contact, so I think we withdraw. I think that's an unfavorable engagement. And I think maybe we'll try to get an engagement on a little bit better terms here if the center wing comes in. We do not. Left wing is all by itself, so we're going to withdraw again. This campaign could end up being a disaster for McClellan. We'll withdraw again. Pillow will move north. So McClellan has a failed concentration of force up here outside Grafton and will be thrown back on the defensive. And his campaign, McClellan showing some McClellan-style deficiency right here. We're going to need you to stop. Halt. Defensive stance. Bingo. Once these guys arrive in their position here, I'm going to bring them back to the road. It's So here we are in contact again. Pillow is going to just kind of shimmy to the left. We're going to fall back again. Let's get back to Grafton. McClellan. Yeah, shimmy. All right. Damn. Didn't quite carry that off. Didn't quite carry that off. Okay, how are we looking down here? Somehow, again, some way. Oh, here's some more worldwide news here. How about this? The Grand Herald reports by telegraph. The Battle of Shimonoseki Straits. The U.S. fleet withdraws. 2 Japanese ships sunk. Foreign shipping attacked. Choshu shore batteries intact. Japan, July 17th. Very busy month here in game, I will say. The Battle of Shimonoseki Straits was fought. In the engagement, the USS Wyoming confronted ships and shore batteries of Daimyo Mori Takachika, a Japanese feudal lord of the Choshu clan based in Shimonoseki. The battle took place after the Choshu clan started engaging foreign shipping in late June. The first U.S. vessel attacked was the merchant steamer Pembroke on June 25th. It was unexpectedly intercepted by 2 European-built warships, with the crews crying, "Revere the Emperor and drive out the barbarians." A French and a Dutch vessel were also engaged during the following days. In the most recent engagement, the captain of USS Wyoming, David McDougall, sank 2 Choshu vessels, damaging a third and dealing damage to the shore batteries before withdrawing Wyoming. It was damaged with 4 killed and 7 wounded. With the Tokugawa shogunate unable to handle internal unrest, further showdowns between the Japanese and foreign powers seems likely. Wow. Trouble in the Pacific, folks. Okay, I'm really not sure how this is going to go over here on the coast. I'm curious to see specifically why it is our Navy isn't getting involved. But I'm going to put them all there in hopes that something happens and we win. Right? 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 Why not? Okay. We're still making this move. There we have it. Boom. Love it. Okay. This is good news. This is very good news. Battle of Fort Macon has ended. Confederate units retreating in panic. Yes, sir. Didn't lose very many men. 7. Buckner surrenders. Support for the rebel cause now wavering. Bam. Okay, now we'll have a naval engagement here to wrap things up. We'll be back in connection with supplies through the port. We'll have the fort to ourselves with a chance to march on Wilmington from inland. That would be huge. Huge. Here we are again. In West Virginia. Pillow outfoxing McClellan at every turn in the campaign here in West Virginia, summer 1863. Go freaking figure. He keeps catching the center wing far away from the rest of the army. He's doing a good job. You see the AI? He keeps shading to the west, staying out of contact with fully 1/3 of McClellan's army, which will not be able to make it onto the field once again. We will be on the defense. We're going to play it this time. If Pillow wants to come retake Grafton, that's not great. It's not a war-losing prospect by any stretch. This will be our next major battle. I'm excited about it for sure. I wanted to take a second, though, before we get into this. You know, we got quite a few folks who are in on the stream tonight. Now, if you wouldn't just mind me taking a second of your time before we do anything, of course, we want to try to get the background right. Good old live streaming, right? Tonight, if you wouldn't mind considering, if you haven't yet, to subscribe to my channel. My name is Bank60s, as you see right there above me, and this is Alternate History Gaming. Grand Tactician is one of the big titles that we focus on here, one of many. And if you've been subscribed for a while, could I impress upon you maybe to think about whether or not you're ready to become a member? As little as $2 a month gets you the ability to join in as a member to the community and help support what I'm doing here. And I think that it allows for you to become a leader in the community as well. I think many of the other esteemed members of the channel would say the same. If you wanted to become a veteran member and actually gain access to some of the members-only content, early access to videos, then you're talking about a veteran-level membership at $5 a month, and would appreciate if you give that some consideration if you enjoy what you're watching tonight, guys. Let's get back into it, though. We got a battle coming up. Let's see here. Our scouts report Faith Pillow's Corps, 17,000 men, inexperienced. The morale, they are inexperienced. So this must be a new Confederate Corps, a lot of draftees probably. Okay, so thanks to our high readiness, and we're going to be back on this Fulton's Gap battlefield again. They'll be coming for Bald Mountain. Okay. I only see really one road to the victory location here, and we have a supply link up this way, I think. Let's go ahead and grab Wool's whole corps, and let's just bring them down here. All right, let's bring McClellan. Let's bring him here. Okay, so we've got a supply link right there. We really don't have to worry about protecting that one. We do have a couple of strong brigades of cavalry. I mean, really, we're kind of back at Payne's Mountain again. They could, I mean, they've got to cross Blacklick Creek. Kind of the long and short of it, really. We've got 19 points of entrenchments to work with right here. So I think first, for starters, so we'll have Keyes Division. All right, we'll set them up kind of here. We'll set these boys up kind of here. We're going to use our artillery advantage for sure. So we'll have a big battery of artillery that's just set up to pound anything over there if we can. And it looks like we're going to have trouble seeing over there, huh? Really? Really? Is that right? Okay, well, we can hit anything that they try to bring here. Don't have the crossing points covered very well. What if we bring the guns here? Well, we could do this. Okay, that's not bad. We'd have the bridge covered right there. First of all, of course, let's take a look. Where are the revs coming from? Okay, here, and we've got this. So we've got plenty of supply routes to link to for a multi-day affair if it comes to that. I could see the Rebs flanking this way and crossing the river there. I suspect that is indeed what they will do. I think we just... I think we've got a position up here. Like that. It would be a good one. And if they want to attack, if they want to do a flanking attack, I guess I'm fine with them coming up this side through these woods. I mean, not really. I guess maybe I'm not really fine with that per se, but I suspect that's what we'd have to deal with. I think we have to take Ord's division slap them right here for starters. I think we've got Negley with skirmishers that are going to take positions here, and his brigade that will take positions right here. Okay. I don't buy that they're going to come this way, so I'm going to leave this ford uncovered. I think we're going to really spread this thing out, is what I'm thinking. Artillery posted here. You could say that McClellan had devised a pretty good defensive line. I would say we get artillery massed over here so that they can move forward to protect that ford right there. So let's just get them set up so that we can move them forward. And I think the idea will be urge the Rebs to flank this way, which, I mean, you know, I believe that's what they're going to do. The thing that we really need from them is for them to attack this way. How do we get them to do that? The problem is I really want to be able to sight these guns. I think they're going to come all the way over here and cross, because this is the best place to attack from. So maybe instead we go like this. Just bear with me here. Spear can go, say, about right here. We'll have Ord's Ord's division. Let's have them posted kind of for right now anyway, like this. All right. It's going to look a little weird. What I would love is I think what I may do is I may show them a weak point here in hopes that they'll come across this ford right here, is what I think I may actually go for here. And then get some artillery posted right there. There, the line extends to there. We'll guard this ford. As soon as it looks like it's time to take Negley and shift them over onto this hill, we will. But until then, I think we're going to have Post's brigade and Day's brigade take up positions here and here, like that. And then we'll have the cavalry. So these guns can be here. Right down the road. What about that? No. All right. So wow. Not a lot of sight from down this way, huh? We had a good spot a second ago. So maybe we need to kind of put them here instead. I guess that's not going to help too much either, huh? All right, we'll take Rousseau's cavalry, Rosecrans rather, with his Richmond carbines. I think we'll have them up here at the Nilsson farm in this area. Right there. Alcock and his cav. I think we keep them closer to the army here. And we'll just have to play defense real well. We'll have the headquarters at Germantown. Again, my guess being that we'll have scouts out here. We'll have skirmishers out here. All across the line. I'm going to push Hatch's brigade all the way to King's Ford. Is what I'm going to do there. With his skirmishers. They won't have any artillery assistance, but we'll push him out there. And we can't get all the way up to this ford, which is a bummer. I guess once the battle begins, we could take Rosecrans and we could put him right up against it. Take Hatch, put him right up against here, with the rest of Ord's division in support nearby, taking these heights here. Artillery ends up moving up in support there. You know, maybe. We'll kind of see. We're going to be doing a little bit of read and react. We've, again, taken the chance to push the army out away from the objective. And what that does, in my observation, in my opinion, is it creates a scenario where the AI opponent has to find a way, and usually will try to find a way around you to get to the objective. And I'll take, I think, maybe just a second to talk about this. It's kind of like a best practice for playing against the AI, or one of them. If you can avoid camping right near the objective location and push your army out past it a good way, you could make the battle a little more interesting. So you'll see there is one crossing that sends the Rebs right at it. If they take it, we're giving it to them, right? If they want to take it. But that's really the only one. Okay, the AI will not just come over here without a road and be able to cross Blacklick Creek and flank, hit this road, and come this way. The only way that they will be able to go is this way, around the right. We've kind of given that to them. We've pushed the army out past the objective to create a scenario where maybe they'll try, and it creates an interesting dynamic. We're going to have to redeploy, et cetera, et cetera. Or what they'll do is they'll take these roads and they'll cross here, or they'll cross here. They may try to force a crossing right in here. As a matter of fact, we should probably, I think this is a sneaky, smart place for them to attack, as a matter of fact. We need to try to guard all of the crossings, really. So we'll have Day here with skirmishers out. Post will be up on the hill with the battery. Hatch going forward there. Fantastic. We're starting at 9:11 in the morning. Yes, sir. We got to maintain those defensive positions. Now, let's not forget we have this, too. We do have entrenchments. So, let's build some... Let's first get these guys out of the way. Then, let's build some breastworks. Right there. Okay. Let's build some more to cover this crossing here. And we'll just do it all along this fence right here, covering this side of the bridge. Boom. Okay. And then I think this little deal where our deployment zone just juts way out to here. I don't love that, but kind of is what it is, I guess. I would say we put together an entrenched fallback position on the high ground here, kind of from this road around this way to these woods, but prefer to use parapets in open terrain, right? So we'll have to let this fence, I think, be a quasi-entrenchment. We'll put parapets along here. Like that. We will upgrade them, and we'll have 0 entrenchment points left. All right. So what I could see taking shape is cavalry out here on this flank, falling back on these entrenchments. They will be able to force a crossing here most likely against our cavalry. And as a matter of fact, I'm thinking this cav should come out to here and support our efforts out at this crossing. Otherwise, we'll have Hatch go forward and these units guarding here and here, and the rest of the army staying back, ready to repulse the Rebs. We need to reset this artillery real quick. That'll work. That'll work just fine. All right. All right. Very well. Everybody jump on in before we get into the battle. Take a moment. I'm going to go ahead and behind the scenes work on something here so that you'll have something you can keep your eyes on, a little eye candy before we get to the real deal. Grand Tactician, the Civil War, and the next chapter begins. We're going to give the order for these cavalry to come on out this way. Go. Okay, Alcock's cav is going to come down right here to support Hatch, who will come here, right at the edge of the woods. Okay. And I do believe we may end up sending the cavalry across the bridges. I'm not sure. We kind of only really care about whether or not we know if the main body is here or here or here. It's kind of all we care about. Again, fallback point along here into this road with the Cavs fallback point kind of along here. Let's go 5 times. Speed it up. Get everybody going here. I'm going to take Ord, since we're going to have these covered, and since I do concern myself with being out of position over this way with his division, I'm going to take his 2 brigades right here. We're going to form up. We're going to go right here. And also right here. Ord himself will come up with his main unit. Get scouts out with Alcock. Got his mixed cavalry weapon. Let's get him right here. Right? Is he with McClellan? Yeah. We're going to take McClellan and we're going to move him. Army commander is going to come here to the Nilsson farm for now. At about 10 a.m. now. Not sure what to call this battle just yet. So let's come on down here. Now, should be able to get some good eyes out. This is the first unit that will get in contact, I'm almost positive, and I really don't want them being driven off. So McClellan, in unusual style, is going to come up close. Hey, I saw some Rebs over here. Ooh, are they taking the road around to the right, as I feared? They may be. Oh, here they come. With at least one brigade. Nagel. Let's get on up the breastworks here. Good. Let's retire one of these batteries over to this side. Set them up. Not there. We'll go spear, as a matter of fact. We'll just have him set right up here. Go there. And we'll bring back Curtis's 3-inch rifles as well. Now that we know the Rebs are at least committing some troops, we'll sneak some boys in here too. Call that a retreat move. That way we don't have to wait on orders. All right, we got Confederate troops combining here. Post gets redeployed to the right. On the turnpike here, on the road, up near the Williams farm. Got some more troops. So they're going to take this route, it looks like. Straight to the objective. Rosecrans Cav. Time to take a long ride back, boys. We're going to bring you up on top of Payne's Mountain, looking out that way. All right, Alcock, your cavalry. I want you to stay on him. Stay on him. See what we can see. See what we can see. Oh, see them going out this way? I think they're going to make their way around. I think they're going to take this route around the right. I think it's time. Hatch pulls out. I think he'll take a long march. Boom. Don't want to overreact, but we'll do so with him. Post is already on his way. Day's brigade stays put for now. Or I tell you what, Day actually comes over here. And he'll set up here. I think they're, yep. Oh, man. I don't see any dust down here. Oh, yes, I do. Right here. Okay, Ord comes back here. McClellan, back to the Nilsson farm with you. Shift folks around. Shift them around. Try to follow the Rebs where they're wanting to go. I think we should take some artillery to this point right here. Here. Some more here. Maybe we'll have us a battle in these woods right down this way. Here comes Alcock. Yep, somebody's marching down this way. I think they're already across. Let's get skirmishers out from post. Let's have Wilder about face. There they are. Colquitt's brigades across. Wilder is going to change formation, and we're going to send him into these woods right here. Big counter move. We're going to send all of Ord's division. By the way, they're here and here. So Hayman's going to come here. All right, so they're going to move by the flank here. And they're going to kind of get away with it. Day. He's already got skirmishers out. So these skirmishers need to come over here. Try to get in contact right there. And what I'm thinking is there's a chance if they want to just go beeline it for the objective and we get part of their army cut off, that would actually be ideal. We could launch a nice attack through here. Let's take Hall's guns, bring them to here. These guns need to be repositioned up on Payne's Mountain. If we can get them there. Oh, shit. Day. Yeah, engage in long range. We'll have Colquitt's brigade forming up. We're going to have Post come here. Hatch will come here. Okay. And Keyes come up this way to help his brigade. Yeah, they took it. I cannot believe it. They went ahead and took it. Okay. Let's see how McClellan reacts. AKA me. Ord is going to push his boys into an attack. Okay, Nagley. We need to push him across the river right here. He's actually going to be kind of key. Same with Alcock. We need him to go this way to here if he can. They appear to be just deploying here a little bit. Let's go ahead, attack right there. Go. Ooh, buddy. These guys are going to be a little bit gassed. We'll see. Can't really stop them here with all these woods. And I did not place any guns where maybe I should have, but I was betting that they wouldn't come for this. Bet wrong. Bet wrong. That's how it goes sometimes, man. They can only cross this river at crossing points, fords, bridges, etc. All right, they're going to charge move toward the objective. We're going to get them to stop and fire, I think. Open up, boys. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, they'll stop. They'll start shooting. Okay, we'll have some cannon over here, looks like. Good. And we'll be moving some more. We need them to stop. So let's halt these guns. All right, post needs to attack. How we doing right here? We're doing good. We're taking high casualties, though. Let's have these 2 skirmisher units come on. Right here. Right here. And we'll have us a battle on the right, looks like. Wool's Corps. Whew. Okay. Get these boys up here. Cannons. Good. You guys need to halt. Rosso's cavalry, or Rosecrans cavalry, they're in the right spot. We're going to remain confident. Problem is that we're outnumbered by a good bit there. And we've made contact with them good. All right, now Negley. Attack. Okay, we've got 2 of their brigades across, all by themselves. Caught out a little bit. Love to be able to gobble these 2 up. Attack. Attack. Halt. Attack. Boom! Good. Attack. Got to adjust to changing circumstances. Stop. Fire. Okay, now the 2 infantry brigades are up for us. We've got them a little flustered down here near the crossing. Good. And the battle shifts to this side of Fulton's Gap. Alcock waiting his orders to come around this side. Okay, boys and girls, we got ourselves a fight now. Here we go with Hatch. The other side of the battlefield that he expected to be on against some Confederates came forward in aggressive fashion. We're going to bring Hayman's brigade out. Next, we got Wilder assaulting forward against Colquitt. These boys. Lay down. Get those boys behind you firing. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Excellent. We got the guns opening up there. Colquitt's brigade's going to be hard pressed over on this side now. Okay, okay. Could we be in business right here, boys? Could we be in business? These are draftee brigades right here, I do believe. And we got the guns on them. Here. Got him outgunned. Rosso, why don't you double... He's already double timing very well. Boy, it'd be nice to get him all the way over to here. I mean, I can believe they took this. That is to say, I can believe that they took this route. One of the reasons I can't quite believe it is that this had a likelihood of happening where we were to catch... There's Pillow himself. To catch his 2 divisions floundering at the crossing. These guns need to come right here. These guns need to come right here. McClellan needs to get on his horse and ride. There's Colquitt falling back, it looks like. Whew, we're looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Did lose some artillerymen, it looks like. Excuse me. Spear. Yep. Good, good, good. And so you get a little battle here that doesn't, like, this is interesting. So they come toward the objective to come take it, but we manage to engage them in battle before they get a chance. All right, so Negley will be here. I think we take his skirmishers. We try anyway to bring them here on a run. Help him out, because he's going to be up against a larger Confederate brigade here. Do we have woods right there? Let's back him up right into here. Oh, he won't do it. All right. Okay, we're doing good here. We're not taking heavy casualties. Let's send some skirmishers back out. Let's do that here. Let's push. Hey, boys. Let's push. Let's push here. Stay on the offensive on this side. Ooh, Negley over here is in trouble. All right. Get him out of there. Oh, shoot. Okay, he's too far. He's too far away. Okay, these skirmishers need to come back. These guns need to stop. Rosecrans. They're exhausted. Coming forward. Push Colquitt back further there. Good. We're actually looking pretty good here overall. Hit him, boys. Hit him. Hit him, boys. Hit him. Right here, we'll go 3-4 on 1 against this brigade of Forney right here. Day's brigade is going to end up being a reserve unit. Let's keep this artillery kind of moving with the advance. These are up now. Have these scouts come and attack on the edge. Run there. All right. Advance. Let's take Day and let's bring him here. Call it a charge move. That's fine with me. Let's make sure McClellan is getting his ass back. Woo! Look at Negley over here. Broken. He had a big slice of the rebel army on his butt. It's 12:51, nearly 1 p.m. now, as battle rages. All right, now we want to go ahead and drive down toward that unit there. Keep the pressure on over this way. Let's have this artillery move up. Let's have this artillery. No, I don't like that. Let's just have them go to here. Okay, now they're going to cross back over, and Hatch is going to be in some trouble. Let's have him retreat to there. Double time it with the cannon. The ebbs and the flows. Let's have this group of skirmishers come to here. All right, we've got Alcock's cavalry. They are well rested, it would appear. We're going to move them here this time. Try to get a unit to get their attention again. We're nervous with Hatch over here. while we still have him, we're going to get some skirmishers out. And the Revs are going to slow things down. Woo! Hatch looks like he's broken. Yeah. Let's take Ord and let's get him down here. They're like broken, but still there, I guess. Or no, those are skirmishers. Okay, I got it. We need these guns to be here. This cav gets the scouts in. Don't need them. Okay, we got improving morale here. We kind of just need these skirmishers to hold out. Pillow's Corps catching a portion of McClellan's army out. You can see they're going to continue flanking this way. Now, I am willing, I think, to let them take the objective right now. And continue to just fight the battle on this front where I am right now. Back toward Fulton's Gap, kind of. Let's get McClellan up on Payne's Mountain. Let's have these boys dismount. Get into loose order. And let's have them come here. At the very least, we'll just kind of be pesky right there. Let's bring these skirmishers forward while, again, Hatch gets rallied. Hopefully. Alcock is finally on the move over this way. Let's actually bring him down. Oh, we got those guns up there. Okay. Fine. Let's bring him to here. Let's have Alcock's cavalry. What's they got? Mixed cavalry weapons. Fantastic. Let's have them try to ride to, like, right here. Get behind these Rebs. Make them think twice about what they're doing. Can you detach more? No. Okay, Rebs are really taking it right here, looks like. And they're going to fall back now. Good. Give these guys a chance to rest. Okay, they're going to counter march again, looks like. Here we are about 1:30 in the afternoon as battle rages on. We've got about 17,000 inexperienced Rebs in front of us right here. And now Hayman's brigade is going to launch an attack in the center and try to drive these boys out, while Alcock here brings in the scouts, gets down onto this crossing, and we want to try to get to it before the Rebs can get to it. Ah, there goes Hatch. Shoot. Okay, he's going to come back to Wool, the Corps commander. That's fine. All right, Ord is going to come over this way. we're going to have trouble on this flank here. After all of that damage, we're going to have Heyman's brigade, our strongest one on the line, come forward. And get on that fence line and open fire. Ooh. Bingo. There we go, boys. Oh, my word. What a terrible and bloody affair. We're still doing good there, though. Heyman's boys with the red pants. There's some real killers there. Let's get down on the fence here. Charge move. Alright. Good. These are inexperienced rebel troops that we're up against right here. Inexperienced. Okay. These guys need to dismount. Loose order. Right there. And advance to there. Okay, we're on the fence line now. Good. They're not quite sure what to do yet as this battle rages on. McClellan, yeah, doing McClellan things. Hope is that we manage to salvage this thing. All right, let's go ahead and let's take Rosecrans into these woods on the flank of Colquitt. Oh man, the combat intensifies here as this rebel brigade will fall back further down the ridge. Oof. Cannons, cannons. Seems to be our saving grace right now. Artillery. Seem to be having a little trouble right here-ish. Tough to say. Form up, boys. Okay, Hatch is back. Gonna get him right here. Call to retreat move. Anybody that wants to come forward in the woods, get flanked. Colquitt. I think they're going to give it another try. Day's brigade. Along with Wilder. Ready. Fire. Long range. Long range. Fire. And fire. All right, so we drove off that rebel brigade. Cavs coming up on the flank. Good. Fire. Please stop. Please stop. That's why I wear my brown pants. Yeah, many reasons to do that. Okay, Heyman and these boys. Let's push. Let's push. Post. Hatch is back. Okay, these guns all firing here. These guns all firing here. Let's bring them here. Spears guns up here. Should be able to stand here for a while. We got good cover. Colquitt's going to be in trouble. Let's fire. Right here. Double time with Rosecrans. They are exhausted, though. So it could be a problem. We got him in a pinch. Guns. Fire here. Oh, we can't. Okay, nope. No. Fire here. Yes. Then here comes Hatch. He's still nervous, but we got a nice big line. Fire in there. Go, go, go. He's disorganized as hell with his troops. Gonna push the line. Holy smokes. Are we turning the tide here? That's the question. Colquitt with some support from his division commander, Gardner. Rosecrans cavalry on the flank. Negley's brigade routed. Good question. I don't know if he's routing off the field. He gotten himself into some serious trouble over here. Okay. Get back. Fall back. You boys dismount. Loose formation. Hit him. These guys are going to take a while to actually rout, but they're about ready, it would appear. These guns need to hit them. Hit them, hit them, hit them. It's 14:14 in the afternoon. They still have 1, 2, 3, 4 fresh-ish brigades back there. Colquitt under serious pressure once again. I think we managed to pull Day back in time. We can only hope. If he breaks, we may have ourselves a problem. Hayes down here, hanging in. He's doing a little stand-up, lay-down routine. Trying to dodge fire, I think. Dodge incoming. I'd say the line's fairly static at this point. These guns here. Let's go ahead and let's put them right here. Why not? Hatch. Back to stable. Come on. All right. Colquitt broke. Whew. Day can fall back. The rest of the way, I feel all right about it. Let's have Rosecrans cavalry press our advantage over here. Wilder's brigade. I think we're going to have to keep them where they are. But these guns, yeah, come on up. Let's have these guns go right here. Let's have these go here. Those can stay where they are. These will have them on the back foot. They're doing this stand-up, lay-down routine here. I feel like it's saving them some lives, but I'm not sure. Hard to say. They got a lot of gunfire coming in on them here. All right. Interesting little battle situation that we have. Got troops in the town. Negley is gone. Battle in the West Virginia mountains. Quite a bit at stake. McClellan could take a defeat here if for no other reason than to consolidate his forces near Grafton and push back again. We don't want to take an L. We never do. Okay, these boys, they are the reserve for the rest of the day, I would say. Or I think we keep them up here And we just hope that we don't need to get him in any combat anytime real soon. Because Heyman's still doing good. Post is still doing good. Hatch is still good. All right. Let's have these guns double time. Let's have Hatch come on up here. Like that. Got the cav that's going to push a bit. I'm not ready to start taking a whole bunch more casualties right here. We're going to let the artillery do some work. How much ammo we got? We got plenty. Let's push these guns out to right here. Let's at least try. See how this will go. Oh, here they come breaking across the ford. Okay, how are we looking? Got a minor victory working here. It is 2:40 in the afternoon. Battle start was right around 9 or so a.m. There's Colquitt's Broken Brigade. They are rallying their 4 remaining fresh brigades over here for perhaps a late afternoon push. We'll have to see. Go, go, go. Do it double time, gentlemen. Do it double time. I do believe, with the force that we have, I think we might have broken... No, we didn't. With the force that we have left, if they do attack here, out this way, I think we can stop them. We got movement going this way somehow, some way. There's every likelihood that this turns into a multi-day affair and that they decide they want to redeploy somehow down in here. Let's reform into a column. Okay, and now we're going to do a bombard. I cannot believe that we can't see down there, so we'll just do indirect fire right into them there for the rest of the day. Right into them right there. Go. And for the remainder of the afternoon, we are just going to hammer away right in on them right here. Go. Until they decide they want to do something about it. Hatch will come forward. I mean, he'll plug a hole with Wilder here. Rosecrans in a nice flank guard position. Hayes we're guarding against with Heyman and Post. I'm going to take Day. And I'm going to put him in a reserve position right here. We're going to take, that way Key's division is kind of back together again. What's left of it. Would really love for Hatch to get on the move. If the Revs move forward, our cav will have something to say about it. And then we'll have our artillery hitting them. Seems the Revs may be willing to wait this out. Seems like it. We'll come on up here. All right, let's go 2 times. Lay these boys down. Yeah, they kind of have to do something about this over here. That's funny that they can shoot at me from over here, question mark. Let's have these boys, oh, they can't. Let's have these boys throw some, nope, they can. They're doing good. These two brigades are doing just fine against Hayes over here. Yeah, if we move him off, that's fine. I don't care about these cavalry being able to shoot, really. Okay, we'll take Wilder and get him on this fence right here. Heyman, low on ammo now. Let's take this cav. Let's just have them fall back to there. Try to trick them into coming down into the water. And across. I mean, they outrange us no matter where they are, but perhaps we can set ourselves up. I think we're doing good here. Hard to say for sure. Hatch, doing pretty good. I think we could probably land an attack here. Right now, it's kind of down to casualties, really. Let's see what these guys decide to do. They're going to come right down to the edge, it looks like. Tough to figure that. The Army of North Virginia holds firm for now. All right, now let's advance again so that we can shoot at them. So I would say we take post Heyman and Hatch out along with the cavalry in a combined attack with the artillery banging away still. Get some skirmishers out front. Okay, we are shooting now. No, we're idle still, somehow. Okay, advance to there. Good deal. Open up. Attack, open up. And there too. Alright, we'll lay down so that the guns behind can open fire right there. Fantastic. We got our Richmond carbines right here. I think those are probably pretty good weapons. McClellan, let's get down closer with Wool. Got some nice cover right there. We're laying down here. Taking heavy casualties, I guess, but Seems they are too. There we go. Now we got Alcock in the action with his mixed cavalry weapons, breaking this Confederate brigade right here. Fantastic, gentlemen. Okay, fall back again. Alcock's Cav doing some good work out that way. Let's slow her back down. We're at 4:12, 4:15 in the afternoon. Hayman's brigade again. Advance. Advance. Right there and there. Press them right against the freaking crossing. Do it. Let's bring these boys down. Call it a retreat move to there. Fine. Open fire again. Alcock's cavalry. Okay, Wilder. Join the firing line. We'll have the Army of North Virginia on the advance now, man. Alcock's Cavalry Brigade. Mixing it up still. They might have a hard time now. Day. Still in rough shape. I'll tell you, these Revs are in rough shape right now. Let's advance. Alcock still doing okay over there. Dismounted cav in loose formation is actually paying off. Whoever it was that gave me that tip a while back, I thank you. My God, McClellan might actually manage to score a victory here. Perhaps a convincing one. Now we got a big firing line right on him. Alcock's cav over here again. Open up, open up, open up. Advancing. I think we're driving them. Keep advancing. Keep advancing, boys. Keep advancing, boys. Oh, we're mounting up and we're in melee right here with these broken troops. Fine. Let's hit them on the flank. We're looking all right here. Things were not looking so all right a little while ago. Wilder's brigade forward. Alcock is now broken, and he'll come back to McClellan however he can. Now, we're in... There it is, gents. There it is, gents. That's pretty nice. I like it. Let's get the party started, shall we? I would say that that is worth a level of celebration all across the channel. I would love if you would join me, of course, and take a moment. Take a moment, soak that victory in. McClellan, up against the ropes in West Virginia, finds a way to win against a numerically superior army that had kind of caught a third or more, half or more of his army out and exposed outside Grafton. Guys, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Huh? You like what you see? Don't forget, click that thumbs up button on the stream for me. Hype the stream as well. Let's have fun in the chat. We're going to keep playing just a little bit longer and get through some more campaign play. Of course, this is the time where I remind you to consider becoming a member like the Real Road Dog. Several of you I know I've seen who continue to contribute in chat, who continue to give thumbs up and likes. Maybe it's time to pull the trigger on a little financial support. That would be huge. $2 a month buys you a recruit level membership. $5 a month gets you into a veteran level and members only kind of content for you to enjoy. And there's lots of it, let me tell you. Back at the battle. Boy, I tell you, this worked out pretty good. This worked out pretty good, my friends. We'll have plenty of time to press this whole thing forward. Let's mount up with Rosecrans Cav, who is wounded. Rosecrans is wounded. Wow. Let's charge these boys down. They are also very tired, so I imagine we're going to have a hard time chasing these boys down. I think we'll just have to watch them run. Off they go. Huzzah! Huzzah! 3 cheers for Little Mac. For sure, man. There they go. There they go. I think we call this one the Battle of Blacklick Creek, I think is what we do. I like the name of that. The Battle of Blacklick Creek. It's fitting. Fitting, anyway. Well, let's bring it to 20. And we'll move it on through. 1 day's fighting through probably 2/3 of the day, if not 3/4 of the day. About all it took. And bingo. There you have it. They lose. Oh, my word. That inexperienced Confederate army took 6,000 casualties to my 2,400. So you're talking close to 3-1 in my favor. Wow. Way to go, Little Mac. So they'll be in a position to start pushing again out of West Virginia. I will be, I should say. That'll be good. I'd say that's a good thing. Generally speaking, positive. Oh, my. I saw somebody in the chat say Bonyo. That was you, Road Dog. I don't know what that is. Please, enlighten me. Educate me. Fellas, victory, baby. Call it a federal minor victory. So it looks like maybe they'll get away. They're fleeing in panic, though. Okay, running for their lives. So it's not an orderly retreat, and we captured 3,200 rifles from the field. Good to have another battlefield victory. That helps us as far as their national morale staying down. Okay, so now we can take these. No, we can't do anything with them. Okay, they've got these 2 ships left that we're just sinking, pretty much, right there. All right, Drayton's Corps has now positioned itself near Richmond to face off Hancock and his 5th Corps. We're going to put Hancock on a defensive stance. Raiding. And would you look at that? We still have left wing in the green, it looks like. Let's push play. Oh, okay. We already had that headline. It's a bit of a glitch. Bit of a glitch. Whew. Right wing is going to need some help for a while now. Wolves, right wing, in rough shape. And I don't think we ever got Williams' troops on the field. I don't remember seeing them anywhere. All we had was Wolves' wing. Wow. Okay. Let's put them on an attack. Center wing's headed back toward Grafton still. Well, so now that Pillow is knocked out, I have a feeling that they will be more cautious right here. Yep, here we go. 2 enemy ships captured. Fantastic. Down here at the Battle of the Atlantic. We basically just root out the rest of the Rebs in this area right here. Friendlies are going to head back to port. And that's kind of where I wanted to go anyway. Right? We are linked, I do believe, once again, back. We're going to take this this force and we're going to send them. Oh, actually, let's take Fort Macon. Okay? We're going to take some of these brigades. We're going to take one brigade and some artillery. We're going to put it into Fort Macon. Fort Macon. So we want Garfield's. There, James Garfield. We're going to put him into the fort. And we're going to put Park's 10-pound Parrots in the fort as well. Let's do that. And then Fitch, with the remaining 5,000 men and 13 guns, is going to cross back over to the port at Moorehead using sea movement. Okay, it's going to take them a while. We'll get back over there, and the first order of business is to build a depot if we can. And I think we will be able to. So now, as you can see, we'll have a nice little foothold in the swamps of North Carolina. And here we have Dow's Coastal Command. I tell you what, I think we're going to have to recall him and just add him as a corps or a division in the Army of the Potomac there in Harper's Ferry. I don't think we're going to be able to carry out... Oh, actually, what I was thinking with him, we need to send him back. We got to send him back. Okay, was this operation against Norfolk that I think I want to try to undertake soon. Again, we're kind of limited in naval power now. Armored gunboats. It's kind of more for riverine fleets. Civil order. Finance the internal security effort of the nation. The citizens will react to news from the front lines as well as decisions made by the government. When support for the war effort starts to waver, negative effects like riots, looting, draft dodging will increase among common people. When the police and military are ready to step in and suppress any unwanted behavior, this is like, okay. I don't think we're going to suffer from too much trouble here. Market reform. Finance more effective occupation administration in conquered states and territories while the local population... I tell you what, it may be time to do that. And market reform. And since we've got the subsidies for agriculture, I think we'll do corn is king again. Call that good. And kind of get McClellan's army back together again. Will be damaged here. Here we go. The Army of Virginia headquarters and Hawes' tiny corps here. The rest of the Army of Virginia and the Army of the South is here. You got Walker's corps. You got Maxey's corps. And then you got a couple of headquarters. Huh. Got some skirmishing going on here as I'm raiding, right? Third Corps. I think we bring them over to reinforce Fifth Corps. Let's go two-time railroad. Yeah, I don't think they'll actually take the railroad, though. That'll leave 7th Corps and 2nd Corps and the reserve artillery here. 2nd Corps and 7th Corps, kind of our two biggest corps with the Army of Northeastern Virginia. We'll be embarking in a couple of days. Here's the Rebs' Southern Army in Corinth. That's a good position for them to take now. They have this supply depot, which I don't love. If that changes again, the problem is they've got a nasty little obstacle in Fort Croxton right here. And they would have to try to get across the river to Cairo. Like, there's almost no point for them to come up here now that I've got Memphis. Okay, let's get the Army of the West across the river and into Fort Smith right here. We'll use river movement 2 times go. Army of the West is coming forward. Army of the West stays on the attack. That's fine. And we'll be in our siege battle as the Rebs try to come take it back. Sterling Price's troops. I think that that's just a headquarter, but I'm not sure. Whew, as we continue on. Yeah, Williams was day 2 entry. Yep, that's right. There you go, Pillow, pulling all the way south. Hey, I would agree. I would agree, and you know what? I am going to make it all. I am just about ready to win this Union campaign, I think. And guess what I'm going to do after I win the Union campaign? I'm going to turn right around. I'm going to do a Confederate campaign. I may wait a little while. But by God, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, we've got a real threat with these 2 corps here if they decided to coordinate. Okay. We probably need to get McClellan's army on the move down here. And then, like I was talking about with this infantry here, I think it's time to just bring Major General Neil Dow's troops straight on down and forget their coastal aspirations and reinforce the Army of the Potomac. Once again, this will be the 3rd time that we have taken coastal troops and just sent them to the Eastern armies. There we go. Yep. No surprise there. Rev's going to keep trying to push. They did put us into the orange, so they're gonna halt our advance on Fort Smith and south from there, which is unfortunate. Let's come on down with the Cav. And then that's the other thing with the Army of Northeastern Virginia is attached to the headquarters now should be a brand new cavalry command, or at least enough for a brand new cavalry division. Once we have that, I'm thinking we detach this cavalry division and send them on a raid somewhere. Maybe down this way toward Lynchburg. Hard to say exactly what I would want to do with them there. But they'll be brand new. We'll need to get their weapons upgrade. Matter of fact, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do that. Army of Northeastern Virginia's cavalry wing. Whiskey and Lemons, I get asked about that by newer folks to the channel, and I will tell you just like I've told them. The answer is no. I am too much in love with myself anyway, and I certainly still have enough folks who are watching along. The detailed kind of economic modeling and political simulating that goes on with the general campaign game. I love that the way that the base game was made. I've got about 500 hours or so now in it, and I'm still having fun with just the base game. So I'm going to keep playing it. Probably get around to the Whiskey and Lemons DLC. A little more role play focused, as I understand, which I'm down with. I'm down with that, but the amount of role play that I already incorporate to what I'm doing in my main campaign. Stick around. Matter of fact, you should go back into the channel, check out my playlist for this campaign. There's 50 or more videos to watch through, and you'll see all the role play that there is. And this goes from the very beginning of the campaign in 1861 all the way until now. It's been quite a ride, man. I treat it as more than just a campaign game. I try to insert little immersive role play elements as I play along. Okay, we got Burnside carbines. Okay, we need Devon to have the Richmond carbine. Let's put Fessenden. We'll have the Jocelyn rifled carbine. Tompkins. Springfield Musketoon. Nope. Enfield Musketoon with 400-yard range. Okay. Slack. The Springfield. That's no better than mixed cavalry weapons necessarily. I mean, I think it probably shoots a little better, but well, let's do that. Then this horse artillery battery will be 3-inch ordnance rifles. That's kind of our standard artillery battery. And this one will also be 3-inch ordnance rifles. Bingo, bango, bongo. Nice big cavalry division there. Could even make it a cavalry corps. Still got 3rd Corps on the move to support 5th. Good. All right, let's have left wing get on the move. I almost don't want to, though. I don't want to get. I want to move McClellan's army altogether. I don't want part of it getting caught out again. So what I'd say is we take Williams Corps up here. We take the center wing under Buchanan and send them up here. And then we take the headquarters under McClellan and also send them here. And we'll have 2 strong corps up in this vicinity now. That much closer to these troops. And if they want to strike out this way, I think I'd probably be okay with that. Keep on moving, McDowell. And it appears we may end up going through much of the rest of July with not a whole hell of a lot going on. Let's get down here and let's get this depot. 2 times, boys. Let's go. And we may start spreading troops out into Oklahoma. Maybe send some cav out this way. There we go. Union passes the Bank Act. Establishment of national banks made possible. Credit rating improved. Uproar in the states as greenbacks lose their status. Government treasury increased. Yeah, so the idea of being a cog in the wheel and all of that, like, I think I probably would appreciate that. The things that I've heard about how much suspension of disbelief you have to exercise with the way that the AI is doing things around you is the one hang-up that I have currently in terms of being hesitant to try out that Whiskey and Lemons DLC. All I've heard is, like, if the AI seems like it's kind of quirky and easily exploitable in the grand campaign game and in the battles, that what you experience with the Whiskey and Lemons DLC experience is like you're stuck in the middle of insanity. All of the AI is being weird all around you. You're the only core or whatever that is actually competent. That's kind of what I've heard about what that experience is like. I haven't had anybody say that that's not how it is yet. Maybe you can be the first. But that's kind of, again, that kind of explains more of my hesitation about it. I appreciate you talking more about it. Every time somebody wants to bring up parts of this game, I love talking about this game, dude. And yeah, I'm the same as you. Just a lover of the whole thing that they've put together here. Best all-around Civil War game that there is. All-around Civil War campaign game experience that there is on the market, period. The U.S. government has passed the National Banking Act, which imposes a system of free banking at a national level. What this means is that a portion of a national bank's capital has to be made up of government bonds. The act has improved the U.S. credit rating, which means that additional cheaper loans are available. As banks are required to buy bonds, the government treasury has increased considerably. The act has been received by the states with anger as greenbacks are losing status. The state's officials and bankers think that the government is reducing states' rights to govern federally. Okay, well, hope that doesn't piss them off too much. Yeah, I got national support of 93 still. So here you go. Their morale of their armies is now back up to 52. National support's up to 66. So it fluctuates quite a bit. The South is a very resilient part of the country, and they are a resilient folk. That's for sure. And we'll be crossing back here, hoping I can build a depot now that we've got control of everything. Whew. Okay, we got this force here now. We'll send them all the way down here. 2-tab, go. And then we'll reassign them to the Army of the Potomac. have to call them, I think, 8th Corps, likely. Reorganize them into the 8th Corps. Might have a couple new division commanders to reassign. Looks like we're on the move with McClellan's troops here. Good. Right wing's going to stay in the rear since they were so chewed up in that last battle. Excellent. All right, we're in good shape here. With McDowell and strong support of Hancock. I'm just still a little worried about the Rebs coming after us with these 2 corps right here. Once we get 2nd Corps back in decent shape, I'm thinking 2nd and 7th may go ahead and take a turn south and we just hit Richmond. You know, I'm still eyeing them making a move somewhere up here. Oh, okay, now we're ready. So, you got Hurlbut, you got Wessels, you got Dow now. Okay, the Army of the Coast, no more. All right. So, Cockrell's division, which is a huge division, I think we'll just incorporate into a new corps under Dow. It'll be kind of a weird demi-division almost. So let's go Army of the Potomac. All right. So we'll have Van Cleve's cavalry join. Actually, let's wait. So Dow, let's have Dow join here. He will be the 8th Corps. Right there. 1 division under Cockrell with 6,700 troops and a cavalry brigade of 2,100 troops. It's kind of a weird corps. I think maybe we take Clark there. And so what we'll have is Dow with a kind of like a demi-division like I'm talking about. 8,900 men, 12 guns. Let's go ahead and let's give him some more artillery from the Iron or the Steel Corps. Alexander's guns. Let's send them under direct command of the Corps. So you'll have 8th Corps there with 9,100 troops and 23 guns with the Army of the Potomac, which will now have close to 25,000 men, 94 guns, defending here around Harper's, or rather not around Harper's Ferry, but Winchester. Let's have Wessel's scouting, and let's have them guarding. We're about done with this fort. Now we could push the Army of the Potomac and the Army of North Virginia together down here into a battle. That could be a real consequential affair. Things are looking pretty good. Double B minus now. Back into the double Bs, baby. Fantastic. Okay, we got to do another tiff out here with the headquarters unit. Send them off again, I'm sure. Let's send all supplies forward here. We've got rebels in charge of this depot somehow. By God. There you go. So, yeah, I see what. So, yeah, it's like, you know, the AI in this game. You got to give it a lot of rope. You got to give it a lot of grace. And even when you're playing against it, it's easy to exploit it And so you got to give it a whole lot of grace and try not to do that, to give yourself a chance to actually have some fun. Okay, with these boys, I want to build a damn depot. Can we do it now? Yes, we can. Yep, we knew that was coming. All right. I believe we're on the road to victory here, gentlemen. I really do. I think it's going to be fun to kind of wind this down, play this into late 1863. It sure feels like we've bludgeoned these Rebs to damn near submission, but who knows, man? The lack of a blockade now for us, since we're bringing our Navy in, I just don't quite know. I think there's a chance that they could revive their trade and get their economy going a little bit better again, and maybe be able to pay for their war effort to continue for the long term. I guess we'll just have to see, but that's the strategy we have to employ now. We basically have to wait for the rest of this whole year and probably into the beginning of 1864 before we can start accumulating serious war material in terms of locomotives. We'll have all of our railroads built, I believe, by the end of this year, 1863, and we will then have the economy tick up. I think our credit rating will start to tick up big time. We've got markets placed all across the Midwest, ready and poised for that economy to start really moving. And then we'll start seeing some of the sales taxes come in at a much better rate. Tariffs will keep it where they are for the time being. May have to bump income tax again. We'll see. Obviously, we have a new policy that we can unlock. Okay, we did the Bank Act. Colored troops. An act that allows the recruitment of black volunteers and the formation of African American regiments. The number of available volunteer recruits goes plus 10%. 3 USCT brigades will be added to Union armies immediately. Recruitment of black soldiers from slave states is also now possible, as long as the Union controls at least one city in that state. The use of black soldiers against Southerners will infuriate them, increasing CSA national morale by 2. So this is a move. So they're at 42. Again, if I take Richmond, they lose 20. Oh, boy. We could totally do this. What about abolition? So what is this? The proclamation to free all slaves in America, even those of the slave states within the Union. This will be well received in Europe. It will also be well received among the population of the North, bolstering their resolve to keep fighting for such a just cause. It will, however, enrage most Southerners. European relations will go up big time. Union national morale goes up, but the CSA's national morale goes up 10. So this would be one where we probably hold fire on this one until we see maybe if this lack of a blockade ends up leading to the South reviving its economy and actually redoubling its war effort. We'll start looking at doing these, because if they're doing that anyway and their national morale recovers, even if I take Richmond, they're still able to continue the fight. I may end up doing these anyway. This helps us sustain a longer war effort, and this helps us add reinforcements without going into the bounties or the draft. Right? The Lieutenant General Act, this is one. The senior general of the Union armies is promoted to lieutenant general and given full authority to coordinate the Union war effort. The commanding general will be known throughout the nation, which will raise the spirits of the citizens. He will remain in command for the duration of the war, and any major losses under his command will reduce national morale. The commanding general receives maximum fame. So that would be promoting someone to lieutenant general in command of everybody. Interesting. Revenue Act 2, this could be done. Yeah. Support goes down. I think we do this. Boom. We need the money. So we're just going to try to... The rest of this year is focused heavily on an economic war support strategy where we try and buffer the nation's economy to push the war effort to victory in 1864 ahead of the election. Maybe by late 1863 we can actually push all the way to the James River and take Richmond. I have a feeling like if we even do that, the South will still be in a position to fight the war on with a new capital somewhere else. That'll be really interesting, by the way. But I'll tell you what, I think that's probably going to wrap the stream for tonight, fellas. We sure have had a good time tonight. I'll say so. Got ourselves a major battle, got ourselves a big victory with McClellan in West Virginia once again. Guys, I'm Bank 60s to remind you where you are. It's Alternate History Gaming. We're playing Grand Tactician. We also do other titles. Tomorrow night is one I'm really excited about, guys. This is the new campaign in U-Boat. We have a wide variety here on the channel, and I can't wait to share with you our next journey in that great sub-sim. I will basically pick up the timeline where we left off with U-47, generally the same area. And as a matter of fact, I would even say that now that we've given it like a month or so since I actually put down U-Boat after the U-47 campaign ended with our sinking in the North Sea, we may have, you could even say quasi had the same amount of time go by in real life as has gone by in game, where we'll be picking up the new campaign. And for those of you that know U-Boat well, might already know, given that information, which campaign it is I'm going to go with. We were sunk in April of 1940 with U-47 in the North Sea. We'll be picking it up in 1940 again. So let that inform you about what may be coming in the days ahead. Let's jump into chat and make sure we've got everybody covered. Strategy games, I still don't play. Yeah. Well, strategy games are kind of my bailiwick, and so I especially macro grand strategy. That's my thing, and that's what we've been doing here with Grand Tactician. And again, if you've enjoyed, don't forget, click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel. We do this often. I try to stream every night with a variety of different games. If you've been subscribed for a while and you want to continue to support the channel financially, I would really love it if you considered that. A membership is just $2 a month at the recruit level. $5 a month gets you early access to videos and members-only content at the veteran level. Also, credit at the end of my next video. We had some gifted memberships tonight, by the way, and that was huge from Road Dogg. Hope you're still on to hear me say thank you, sir. And if you missed the stream, of course, tell your friends if they missed the stream to check out the VOD when it posts. We always get a lot of views for that. Thanks again, guys.